me give you the backstory, and then we'll roll forward. So it had to be, I would say, November that Sean hit me up. I was going somewhere, and Sean's like, "Yo, Shell, I got this idea, and it's basically, I think we should do this thing called like the shop, where young men come into the barber shop, we cutting them up, but we just talking about everything."
Yeah.
Noah, when Noah first came on, this was one of the first conversations that he and I had in like February.
Love the concept.
Yeah, man. So, Devontae, Glendon, definitely want to get you guys, as well as the other, you got Theo, you got a bunch of y'all cats out there that people may say, hey, we haven't seen y'all at church. Well, guess what? We ain't seen nobody at church recently. So this is perfect.
Perfect opportunity.
Perfect opportunity, right?
But that was the whole concept of being in the barbershop, right?
Yeah.
There's always somebody who's not cutting, who may have a word and can chime in, right? And, just keep
and barbershops historically are where some of the best conversations take place.
Word, man.
From religion to
everything,
marriage,
man.
To
cooking, food, gossip,
hey, man,
who
everything.
does what? Who got free pit bulls?
Oh, man. Man.
I figured, we don't have that at church. And when we're in the church, in the sanctuary, we kind of feel, that we got to watch what we say.
Right.
But that room, I just wanted it to be men of various ages who can just talk candidly and share a word that comes from the heart, from true experience, right? And that experience is where we learn a lot, man, about who we are as people, the struggles we deal with, how we got through it, how we plan to go forward, how we're going to teach somebody else, how we're going to lead our kids, our wives, so just envision that room, that barn. Yeah. Hold on.
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about.
You look like you turning red, brother.
It's just the orange bouncing off because of the lighting.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's Devontae's shirt from the Zoom call.
Great.
He drinking.
Yeah, but I looked to the right this time. I ain't look to the
being black in America, like, has it changed? What is your perspective on it? You know what I'm saying? Because look at where we are. It's crazy. We are, I would say, we're 6 or 7 weeks post.
George Floyd.
Yeah, post his murder. How did you feel coming right out the gate after the George Floyd situation hit? What did you feel?
It was kind of just like, here we go again. It wasn't really I didn't expect it to be as big as this was, because I don't know, every time a black man dies at the hands of a police officer, there's always a protest, there's always a small uprising, and then it fades out, and then everyone kind of subconsciously goes back to daily life. And on Twitter, you might say, keep his name going or keep her name going.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it almost feels like death has become kind of just a reality for us. It's just like I expect to hear about it. And I mean, like, I'm the type of person where I feel like I just accept reality for what it is a lot more than maybe I should. Now it's starting to see, like, okay, so I went to Southern. I went to Southern.
Yo. Yeah. Real quick, unpack your feelings.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, Wash. Hit it, Wash. Go, Wash. Go.
Yeah, I went to...
Explain yourself, brother.
Listen. And this
I'm listening.
There was a whole battle on Twitter yesterday.
There was a post that they put out, right?
Yeah,
man, it was hot.
So this is like...
You backed out real quick, Sean?
This is like the younger...
No, you didn't go to Southern.
No, I did not, man. Thank you. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
How about you, Devontae? You go to Southern?
No, sir.
Sheldon?
Nah. I say they know, my brother.
Glendon.
Listen, I'm
Explain yourself, brother.
gonna say this.
I'm not going.
I'm proud of the experience.
Real quick, V. I don't hold it against you for going to Southern though. Like,
Oh, I don't
feel
either.
like-
I just want him to explain himself.
No. And I'm not saying that you did, but I feel like their comment yesterday was like showing people, and like people of color go a lot of different places. So it's kind of like at this point, I'd rather everybody just show who you really are right now. That whether it be Southern, the GC, etc. Like it's time for people to really show us where you stand and stop hiding. And I feel like in the past, a lot of things have been hidden. So my fault. I didn't want to interrupt you, but Glendon, yeah, please explain yourself.
Oh, and I have screenshots of the post. But he insinuated that as Adventists we don't align with everything the Black Lives Matter movement says, which I understand because Black Lives Matter also supports Trans Lives Matters and LGBTQ. So I'm like, okay, well, that statement wasn't necessary with.
It wasn't necessary.
But but I'm at the same time I was thinking today, I was talking to my boy and I was just like, it gets so much deeper because the Adventist Church believes that a man is made for woman is made for man, yada yada yada. But we don't believe that they don't deserve rights or they deserve to die or they deserve. But that's not the perception outside. It's just like, well, we believe that you guys are going to hell regardless. So for all the Little Debbie sponsors and all the white people that give Southern their money, they have to denounce a certain part of Black Lives Matter in order to
keep that
to get that money.
Yeah, while saying we do believe that Black Lives Matter. But the thing is, and I did, like, my boy worked for marketing, and like they didn't consult anybody. Whoever posted it, I don't think it was marketing that posted it, but whoever posted it didn't consult any Black people. They didn't consult. That's all.
It shows.
So, you know, crazy part. As soon as I read it, well, Elaine pointed it to me, and so my response to her was, "I get it." As soon as I read it, I said, "I get it," because there was one word that was so nuanced. The one word that saved themselves from the vitriol of the Adventist Church was organization.
Yeah.
Good pick.
But they also had to separate themselves from.
They did.
So did you see the post on Facebook that Southern said, or did you see the Instagram post?
I just saw the Elaine took a picture and showed
that post.
So actually Nadia, your wife Sean, sent it to Elaine, and so basically said, we here at Southern, yada, yada, do not support the Black Lives Matter organization, but we do believe that Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Right.
And they didn't break it down. So Twitter,
right.
Facebook, all of my friends were just like, I would love to know what part of Black Lives Matter organization you don't support.
Prime example of an organization that does not have a diverse enough board to vet this stuff before it's put out there.
And then they pushed back and made a post. I mean, like, this is also just describing the situation, not the whole Southern experience thing. But they made a post after saying Black Lives Matter, full stop. And it was all black with white words just saying full stop. And I was just like, y'all could have just posted that in the beginning and said Black Lives Matter. Because then in the comments on Instagram, all of the white people were like, then asking questions like, so you believe Black Lives Matter, so then you believe that trans lives matter? I thought the church speaks out against that.
Oh my God, that's like all lives matter. We're not talking about them right now.
but essentially,
come on, let me pull the chair from underneath you. Come on, stop.
It's like there's, but there are Black trans lives, there are Black homosexual lives, so it's like that was gonna come anyways because people want to be argumentative and act as if there's no, like, I don't know. I think I saw Trump on the news saying, a news reporter asked him, if he feels a way about the amount of black people being killed by police. And he was like, there's white people being killed by police too.
More.
And that was all he said. And I was just like,
he's all lives matter dude, man.
So no, it's no lives matter at that point.
Yeah, that too.
Because it's just kind of like, well, you don't care. So yeah, I mean, Southern, like, and I've been, and this is another subset of this whole situation.
Yeah, Glenn on the roll, y'all. Just want y'all to know.
Yeah, let's take it, man.
Keep going, dog.
It's just a lot, and it's just like I am a firm believer in supporting a school and having school spirit, and I'm proud of the experience that I had at Southern. I didn't experience anything that a lot of I can't even say my friends, like when
because you had the camera, bro.
I went to Southern in 2011. It's not even that. Like, it was like I went down there and I hung with all of the black people, but I also had an all-white program. And I wasn't like the token black guy. I kind of was just like a film student. And it was weird. Like, my teacher, it was like I felt equal with everyone in there. And maybe the film, I'm not saying that any of those white people didn't have any racist intent in their body, but I'm saying, like, I didn't experience that, and that was the Southern experience. I made a music video rapping about snacks my freshman year.
Snacks
City, snack city.
And I'm saying, like, we performed.
I want a Snicker bar. That was Glennon's bar, by the way. Yes, sir.
I performed this video at the Super Bowl halftime at a predominantly white school with my boys. And I'm saying, like, all of this was my experience, and I enjoyed it.
They went viral, by the way. I don't know. Y'all never seen it?
Yeah, it's.
I gotta send y'all the link.
Oh my goodness.
They went viral.
We can talk about this later.
Don't worry, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put that drink in this video. So don't even worry about it. Devontae, hook your boy up.
I got you.
Take a sip of water, bro. Take a sip of water, bro.
You should have brought that drink up.
Well, I would say, I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like, so it wasn't until I was in my master's program that when I was in seminary, that I was actually in school with white people. Wow. It was a huge culture shock. All the schools that I went to previously were not just black schools, but they were historically black. My elementary, middle school I went to, historically black. My high school, historically black. I went to an HBCU, Oakwood. So when I got there, man, it was, to use the words of Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, I felt like I got dropped in a bucket of cold water. And it was rough. I did not, I would get guys telling me, man, you're too black. You need to just calm down. And I'm saying to myself, I'm seeing some subtle stuff that maybe I'm not used to, but I don't like. I don't like certain ways that people say certain things, and maybe it was the ignorance of it, but it was a rough time.
Wow. Did you have black people up there that were different from you? Because I guess I admitted this from my head because this was a small experience, but like, I also, like, being from the area, I always like to say, I just do this subconscious thing where I separate the black people at the school because it's just who I naturally cling to. So all of my boys are from Atlanta or like Miami or New York. All of the black people that I hung out with. Because there was black people down there, but like, when I pulled up on campus, there was people with no haircuts, with afros, on longboards, wearing flannel. And I was just like, what is this man doing, Slim?
I'm from the inner city. I'm from Northeast DC.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's so funny because now my son, there is nothing street about him. All he knows is Maryland suburb, and then we're in Columbus. Columbus is not really an inner.
Yeah. That's all they do, man.
That's it all day. And so I'm just like, man, this is crazy. Have I failed as a father? Because he ain't street. He's not in the even least bit. But when I went up there to Berrien Springs, man, it was just like, I wasn't used to walking by people, you saying hello, and they saying nothing back.
Wow.
So I'm saying, hey, how you doing? Nothing. And I'm turning, yo, I said, what's up? And so people will grab me, yo, you can't do that. Why can't I?
Good.
Well, I mean, that's not their culture. I said, well, are you telling me then it's not cultured for people to not be polite?
There you go.
Because my mama said if somebody speak to you, you need to speak back. And
That's
so
Yeah.
I think what's been going on is a re-education of ethnic communities, particularly Black and white communities, that really don't know each other like we thought we did. Like, I've been, since George Floyd has happened.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot more, I guess, watching of the struggles of African Americans and just seeing where we come. I think personally, man, I feel somewhat of a pride. When the movie Roots came out, one of my cousins traced our family history back. My mom is actually from Montreal, Quebec. And they realized that my family, a lot of my family members from Canada, what happened is, man, our ancestors escaped through the Underground Railroad. And when slavery was over, they just stayed up there. So I got family, Quebec, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, all up in that area.
So you're Canadian?
Nah.
Hey.
You not from DC, Slim?
just making sure, eh?
He said you from Waldorf?
Just checking, eh?
Lennon, you ready to play now? Because you're drinking water.
Poutine.
Now, who said poutine?
Poutine.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna front.
You eat it?
I ain't gonna front. Poutine is good.
Is it now?
Yes.
I had it when I went up to Canada. I was like, what?
Isn't it just like chili beans and fries?
No, it ain't. It's not chili beans and fries. Lennon, you talking about Ben's chili bowl. That's what you
Yo,
Poutine is on another level.
I'm muted.
Sean, do you eat meat?
I don't, man. But I went to a race up there in Mont Tremblant, and they gave it to us at the end. I was like, what is this?
They gave y'all what?
Man. Poutine.
Well, no, poutine is not. It's no meat in there.
No. I don't eat meat though. But that's
no. But what I was saying is they also have these. So poutine and these smoked meat sandwiches. Good God Almighty!
It made you smile, man.
Oh man! To be honest with you, the only time, and I haven't for years, the only time I eat red meat is if I go to Montreal or London.
See, I'm similar to you. The only time I eat chicken is when I touch down in Jamaica. Sean know the deal.
Really?
As soon as the front of that plane is pointing down towards Jamaica, put chicken on my plate.
That's the only time you eat chicken.
Only time.
Because it's vegetarian.
You don't eat chicken in America.
It's vegetarian.
Not Jamaican chicken is not veggie. Yeah, and I'll have you notice, curry goat is actually vegan.
Hmm?
Lies you tell.
Oh, you mean vegan?
Wait a minute.
Oh, you mean vegan?
What?
That's right. No meat in that.
That's Shell's rationale, man.
I'm not a fan of curry goat.
I can't.
Yo, can we end this right now?
Yes, yo. Wait a minute.
The reception.
Foul on the play. Holding.
Huh?
He said
Start going that way, bro. Wait.
I don't mess with oxtail either.
I mean, I've never had it either, but I don't eat beef, so
I can't deal with the wagon tail.
Oh, screw.
Wow.
Hey, I got another one. I know y'all about to crucify me. Y'all ready for this?
Here you go.
What?
I don't like plantain.
Oh, you tripping.
All right.
Hold on. Right. Let me just cut this off.
Let me tell y'all something.
I'll see y'all later, all right, guys? Have a good one, all right?
Have a good one. This meeting is
I like my bananas in cold cereal.
What?
Not in no skillet.
Yeah, like my grandma and cornflakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not a banana. It's planted.
Banana. Banana.
Come on,
It's
man.
two different things, man. It's two different things.
You got all Jamaicans here, friend.
Nah, man.
Y'all like that? Y'all like that boiled banana too?
Yeah, green
Of course,
banana,
man. Absolutely, man.
green banana.
Provisions that give you strength.
Sheldon, I'm one right now, Sheldon. I'm one.
I don't know, son. We're gonna have to school them.
Yo,
We're gonna have to school them.
I'm not like grown provision.
Right? Ground provisions, right?
I mess with ground provisions. I mess with that.
You eat yam?
Huh?
Yellow yam?
Yam and
Yeah,
potato.
I eat that. I
Sweet
eat that.
potato.
Yeah.
That shit.
That's it.
Not
man.
the orange though.
That ain't plantain.
But plantain is, and I'm saying it don't gotta be like
you
the
don't eat
Spanish
green
fried
bananas?
plantain.
Yeah, that's what he don't like.
You don't like
Oh,
green
they're not
bananas
right.
either?
Listen, my mother taught me if it's green, it ain't ready to eat.
All right, cool. But do you eat green peppers?
Like bell peppers?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not ripe either.
Am I learning something today?
I was like, what?
That made no sense whatsoever.
Wait, green?
Green is not ripe.
Green?
Eat green
on a
peppers.
banana. On a banana.
See,
But,
that's
okay,
yeah,
so
but
it's
it's not
for the
planted.
different type of things it is? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All
nah,
right.
it's all good. It's all good. So listen, real quick.
Let me throw this in here. I just want to say this because I need clarity.
Yes.
And it's probably been going on
This
since
is really a barbershop, Sean, because conversations just being going. Go ahead.
This high school, right? I remember I went over to somebody's house, Saturday potluck, and they had some plantain. I was like, nah, I'll mess with that. Somebody was like, ooh, give me yours. So since then, we talking about over 20 years now. Like, oh my gosh, you don't like plantain? No. And you know the very next thing they say is, see, what you need to do, you need to get somebody to make it right for you, right?
No.
So then my response is, well, how many people do I need to keep going to that's going to make it right?
There's
how many people?
There's like 3 ways. I'm saying there's like the Spanish fried plantain.
There's literally 3 ways.
I don't like the hard. I don't like the hard plantain. I only
like that mushy stuff.
Tostones.
Yeah.
Like, mash it down, put some salt.
It don't gotta be mushy, but I'm saying it's solid enough but soft, and it's sweet. Like,
y'all like that mobby?
I don't know what that is.
What? Of course. What? Of course, man. I'm sorry, man. My bad.
This is where we break paths.
This must be a generational.
Mobby's a Trinidad and Bayesian delicacy.
It's not a Jamaican. Yeah.
It is nasty.
It's a nasty. I love it, man.
That's what it is.
Yo, that joint tastes like.
I have to agree with Pastor on this one. It's not really it's an acquired taste.
It is, yo.
Y'all drink Malta?
Oh yeah. No, I'll punish 18 right now.
Oh, you're tripping, man. That's
especially considering like you got to drink 18.
That's tree sap.
He said tree sap.
It's tree sap in a glass bottle.
Malta is like root beer went wrong.
It's
yo, I need to pour some of that over some ice cream.
Yo, he said tree sap.
Yo, sorry.
It literally tastes like tree sap.
I can taste it.
I can't do it.
Yo, Shell, bring us back, man. Bring us back.
Real quick. So, like,
I'm sorry.
No. Listen, this is all good stuff for me. I love this.
Nasty stuff.
The craziest thing is, Wash was talking about his experiences, being, growing up for such a long time without actually having to interface directly.
Not at all.
With anybody other than Black folks. You know what I mean? So the crazy part is, like, I know for me personally, I grew up, I was raised in New York, but then we left and we went to Canada.
To Canada?
To Canada, man. We went to Oshawa.
Really?
To Oshawa.
I don't even know.
Now, here go this crazy part. So I went to, I was in public school. So I went from New York to Canada. And in that school, there were about 500 kids. There were 2 Black kids. I was one of them. 2 Black kids. But here go the crazy part. The other Black kid didn't know he was Black. Wow. Oh, no.
What do you think he was?
Oh, he was white. He was white with him. So they called me nigga. He called me nigga. You know what I
Are
mean?
you serious?
Oh yeah. So I was fighting every day, man. I was fighting tooth and nail because you know what I'm saying. I was angry. You know what I'm saying? So I can, so as I fast forward to where we are right now, a lot of these feelings keep on popping up. I'll give you a case in point. And Devontae, tell me how you feel about this as well. So, Pete, how did right now as I'm looking at this whole I felt pride when they painted Black Lives Matter on the street.
Yeah, man.
But
Definitely.
to see the reaction by people painting over it or splattering it with paint or defacing it lets me know that's still me being called nigga again.
Absolutely, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Directly, yeah.
So, Glendon, I hear what you're saying, where you may not have seen certain things, but I'm telling you, as soon as we come out and show a little bit of pride, the Confederate flag comes out right above your window. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I kind of I don't know. How did you feel about the Black Lives Matter plaza and all of those things, fellas?
I felt the same way. I watching her and her like roll over with her roller, and the gentleman that was with her, and they were yelling, and other people were saying stuff to them, and I was just listening to how they responded, and I was kind of just like, to be very honest with you, it's ignorance because now you look dumb because they're just going to paint it right back. So like you look real stupid, and you're so like again, people are showing their true colors. I know people on social media showing their true colors. Like yesterday, I wasn't mad, but I was just driving, and this guy had on his truck all Blue Lives Matter, right? Mm-hmm. Cool, right? So I'm driving behind him, and I said, I want to see what he looked like. So my car has tinted windows, so you can't directly see it. But I wanted mine.
Is that so we don't see if she's in there?
No, passenger seats.
So I wanted my windows all the way down, right? And I wasn't gonna say nothing to him, and it just so happens a red light, and there's no one in front of me, so I get in front of him. I get on the side of him, and there's no one in front of him, so we pull up at the same time. I see he got like handcuffs hanging from his kind of like a little handle right here. So I was kind of like, okay, cool. So he's probably a police officer. It makes sense. So I looked at him. I didn't say a word. I just looked at him. And I felt like the energy that you want to put in, I'm going to give it right back. I'm not going to say a word to you. I'm not going to be ignorant. I'm not going to be upset. But I'm going to look at you as a black man and look at you in your eyes, in your face. I'm not scared. Because for you to put that, knowing a movement is going on, and the biggest problem I have with all these other things that trans lives matter, other lives matter, no one said it didn't. When did we say it didn't matter? Never. That never came out of black people it is so fault. Sometimes I feel like black people push everything under the rug. Like Lennon said, like being at Southern and being in an environment, you kind of just be like, man, whatever. But no, we're never really coming out of our mouths and saying wild stuff to people on the street like, yo, blue lives don't matter. You guys are this way. You guys are that way. No, we didn't. We just brought emphasis to how we feel in America for a very, very long time. And the fact that no one can just understand and be like, hey, they have a point or they're right to feel this way and then not be a big issue, it just shows your true colors. And I'm glad. I'm so glad. I look every day. I be like, I know where you stand. I know where you stand. Perfect.
Devontae, tell us how you really feel.
I'm serious too. I mean this, and I'm glad that this is going to be on the internet. At this point in my life, I know who my boys are. I know who my family are, and I know who the men I've looked up to in my life as a black young male. I thank God for my mother putting me in an environment coming from New York to Maryland in the suburbs. It was different. I hated it here. But when I look back in my life, I'm blessed. I wake up in the morning, I'm kind of like, bro, no disrespect. A lot of the things that's going on, but God still gave me grace to wake up this morning. I'm not taking that for granted no more. Yo. I'm not. So it's kind of like at this point, I'm glad. Just show your colors. Tell me really how you feel. Honest.
Preach, Devontae.
I love it.
cherry jello. Bring the check out, bill like taco, mayo, sweet tooth flow, sliced mango. Then I eat straight cheese, no nacho. Two fish, 5 loaves of Wonder Bread.